This video is not only for the corporates but also for the business owners in manufacturing and service sector. This will enable them to understand that they can also get registered as MSME and get enormous benefits provided by government, including the one under Atmanirbhar scheme recently. This can boost the growth of their business multiple times by implementing the long-standard business ideas and projects. Hello everyone, I am Ayushi Jain, a practicing company secretary and a law graduate. This is the third video on my YouTube channel. Those of you who are watching my channel for the first time, I would like to give the background or foundation of my concept 360-degree law here. For others, I have provided complete timestamps in my description box below. It's an initiative with the objective to discuss 360-degree law with a view of corporate laws, including proposed laws, by dividing them in three parts: evolution, aim, and results. Evolution stands for the genesis of the law. Aim stands what the lawmaker intended to achieve by the particular enactment, and result is the change in law. What is the impact on the corporates, etc. It's important to know the intent of law to apply it in letter and spirit, as not every law is clearly black and clearly white. It will make us to understand and apply it properly. Starting with my today's topic, that is benefits to MSME under Atmanirbhar scheme. Firstly, I want to share my experience making this video. As I was doing some research, there was some facts which made me choose this topic, MSME. The fact was this sector has done heavy listing operations and is contributing whooping 40% of the country's GDP through the 20 lakh crore rupees of products and services that they produce. Many of you would be already aware, but this was an eye-opener, so I chose this topic. Even if the company is in manufacturing line or the service line, the registrations for both these areas can be obtained through MSME Act. This registration is not yet made mandatory by the government, but it is beneficial so that you can get the benefits provided by the government. For example, taxing benefits, setting up of business, credit facilities, loan, etc. The MSME became operational on October 2, 2006. It was established to promote, facilitate, and develop the competitiveness of micro, small, and medium enterprises. India's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, or self-reliant India. In this slide, I would like to discuss evolution and aim. India's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, which will need strengthening of the local industries and their standing on a global stage. MSME can be a major growth driver, which can very well be proved by knowing some facts. As I already said earlier, contributing 40% of the India's GDP, producing 20 lakh crore rupees of goods and services, and contributing 50% of India's exports. Despite being such an important contributor, MSME face enormous challenges in converting what has been aspired into reality. Some of them are lack of availability of adequate and timely credit, high cost of credit, collateral requirement by banks, limited access to equity capital for MSME. Marketing is one of the critical areas where MSME face problems, including product differentiation, brand building, customized tailor-made services, clientele building, after-sale services, etc. Many entrepreneurs are not entering in the field of exports due to various reasons like lack of market knowledge, growing need of domestic market, and complexities of international trade. Limited scale of operations lead to low productivity and consequent low exportable surplus, which is related to the maximum limits for the capital investments for definition in MSME. Low technology levels and lack of access to modern technology. Lack of skilled manpower, absence of suitable mechanism which enables the quick revival of viable companies and allow unviable entities to close down speedily. Governance issues, etc. Now, some major milestones in the evolution of MSME. The first one is the enactment of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises Development Act 2006, which was a result after the recognition of its importance for the growth and development of the national economy and for generation of employment. After the enactment of this act, a separate Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises was established in 2007, 9th May of 2007, by the merger of erstwhile Ministry of Small Scale Industry and Ministry of Agro-Rural Industries. The ministry has introduced a new scheme for promoting innovation, rural industry, and entrepreneurship named Aspire in March 2015 for setting up of livelihood business incubators, that is LBIs, and technology business incubators, that is TBIs. Based on the Honorable Prime Minister's suggestion in his Mann Ki Baat, notified a simple single-page self-certified online registration for MSME from Udyog Memorandum on 18 September 2015 to enable ease of registration for the MSMEs. Ministry of MSME on 29th May 2015 notified a framework for revival and rehabilitation of MSMEs so as to provide for a simpler and faster mechanism to address the stress in MSME accounts, followed by issuance of guidelines by RBI to banks on 17 March 2016. The ministry attends to the grievances on centralized public grievances redress and monitoring system, that is CP grams. Further, the Ministry of MSME has become the first ministry to have its own MSME internet grievance monitoring system. And the last one is around 3 lakh crore benefits to MSME under the recently announced Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. Apart from these, various schemes have been launched to ease out the difficulties and issues due to growth of MSMEs are continuously being hindering, including raw material assistance by National Small Industries Corporation, Infrastructure Development Scheme by NSIC, who fall under the definition of startup. MSME upgradation and regeneration of traditional industries, that is FURTI, MSME market development assistance, internet subvention scheme, credit linked subsidy for technological upgradation, credit guarantee trust, stand-up scheme, and TREDS. I will not discuss these and other already available schemes other than Atmanirbhar scheme in this video, as it would make video very long. However, if you wish to see more videos on MSME, on any particular scheme or any particular area, you can reach out to me. Let's move now to the procedural part, that is results. That is in regard the scheme by the government under the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. First one is 3 lakh crore collateral-free automatic loans which can be availed till October 31, 2020. The massive increase in credit guarantees to MSME in the key highlight of the government's relief package. The credit guarantee of 3 lakh crore by the government is intended to help MSMEs that have a 25 crore outstanding or less than 100 crore turnover. This provision will rescue MSMEs that need additional funding to meet operational liabilities and restart operations. The loans which should be taken before October 31, 2020 will have a 4-year tenure and moratorium of 12 months, that means no paybacks till 12 months. There is a 100% credit guarantee cover on principal and interest. The credit guarantee scheme is expected to help MSMEs survive the economic slowdown. Credit guarantees help banks meet the credit demand of MSMEs and provide an assurance that loans will be repaid by the government. Next is the new definition of MSME, which enlarges the scope of coverage of entities to avail benefits under the MSME schemes. The government has changed the MSME definition to enable more businesses to benefit from incentives offered in the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. The new definition of MSME, which had been on government's priority since very long, takes investment and annual turnover into consideration and does not differentiate between manufacturing and service sector. The turnover-based definition is seen as a better means of identifying MSMEs, particularly in services such as mid-sized hospitals and diagnostic centers. This will now be able to qualify for benefits offered to MSMEs. Experts suggest that the new definition would drive the growth of MSME sector and help make India self-reliant. Third is global tenders to be disallowed up to Rs 200 crore. This would curb unfair competition from foreign companies. Global tenders will be disallowed in government procurement tenders up to 200 crores and not be considered. Only local vendors will be considered. Fourth one is 50 crore equity infusion through equity of funds of funds. The government has created a fund with a corpus of Rs 50,000 crores for MSME with growth potential and viability. The objective of this kind is to infuse equity to help MSMEs expand and grow. While the government is likely to contribute Rs 10,000 crores, while other institutions like SBI and LIC are likely to fund the remaining amount. This fund, which will operate through a mother fund and a few daughter funds, will also help MSME to get listed on main board of stock exchange. The next is 20 crore subordinate debt for stressed MSMEs can be availed till October 31, 2020. The government has set aside 20,000 crore rupees for subordinate debt to help about 2 lakh MSMEs with stressed accounts or non-performing assets. Under this scheme, promoters of the MSME will be given debt which will then be infused as equity in the unit. However, unlike credit guarantees, government support in this scheme is not full but partial. Government will provide a support of rupees 4,000 crore to Credit Guarantee Trust Fund for Micro and Small Enterprises, that is CGT MSE, and CGT MSE will provide partial credit guarantee support to banks. The last one is the other incentives. While announcing the credit guarantee for MSME, the Finance Minister assured that the centre would clear pending MSME dues within 45 days. As on 31st March 2020, the total outstanding payments to MSME were for 4.95 lakh crores. The central government ministries, departments, state governments, and public sector units owe MSMEs more than half of this amount. The MSME Samadhan website, which was introduced to monitor delayed payments and settle disputes filed by affected MSMEs, listed payment claims of 40,720 crores as on May 14, 2020. E-market linkage for MSME to be promoted to act as a replacement for trade fairs and exhibitions. Fintech will be used to enhance transactions-based lending using the data generated by the e-marketplace. The financial incentives introduced by the government will rescue MSMEs, reeling under the impact of the lockdown and providing much-needed liquidity to the sector. Increasing credit guarantees, subordinate debts, clearing of outstanding dues, and a broader definition would go a long way to revive the growth of MSMEs and boost the efforts to make the country self-reliant under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. You can reach out to me for any of your queries and suggestions on the topic for my upcoming videos through mail, text, or any of my channels whose details are provided on the screen. Thank you for your patient listening.